a positive way, because many of us, myself included, have been found to have about 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. A lot, yeah? We think a lot. And scientists have found out that out of these 60 and 80,000 thoughts a day, about 80%, 80, are negative. Yeah? A lot. Even now, as I say that, you're sure now, oh, where God, negative already. Yeah? So, there is no wonder that if we think so much negative thoughts, we get attracted to negative news. That's why our newspaper, first few pages, a lot of murders and wars and cheating, people going to jail, all kinds of scandalous kind of stuff. It captures your attention. And that's why the topic today also is stop struggling. It captures your attention. So in a way, there's good and there's bad. Yeah? But how do we help ourselves be more positive, especially when we are so negative? It's very normal to be negative. So if you feel negative, okay lah. You're a human being lah. But is it helpful? That's the way to think. Yeah? Rather than saying, this is bad, this is good, you might want to think further and ask yourself, good, bad, is it helpful? Right? So that's why I'm talking about using positive psychology, because most of the time when you hear the word struggle, it's because there are problems. And when there are problems, we tend to focus on problems. When we look at problems, how do we feel inside? We don't feel nice. We don't like problems. Although we like to read about other people's problems. Yeah, but we don't like problems ourselves. So that's why I'm going to start with a few stories. Some stories you might have heard already. I borrow one. Yeah. Some stories are my own. So the reason why I'm starting with stories is so that I put you in a frame of mind where you are more ready to receive the points about how you can manage children or behavior such as the one out there just now. I thank that child for giving a very good example. Yeah. So please remember what happened just now, and we'll talk about how we can manage that kind of behavior. Now, are you all okay so far? All right? Awake already? Had your breakfast? Yeah, breakfast, very important meal of the day, yeah? No lunch, no dinner, never mind, at least you have breakfast. So, okay, plenty of food out there, breakfast. All right, so first story. There are 6 stories. I might tell more, depends on my mood. Depends lah. First story is something, it's not really a story, but it's more of a situational kind of scenario where I think most of you can relate to. So it says there, traffic police surprise. Most of you drive, I assume. If you don't drive, at least you have been in a car before, at least once in your life, yeah? Unless you were born with a car phobia, you don't dare to go in a car. Anyway, most of us have been in a car, most of us drive. And when we are driving and we see a police car right behind you, how would you feel? Feel a bit scared, isn't it? A bit anxious. Oh, you're police. What happens to your behavior? Say you carpool over here. Hey, seatbelt, put seatbelt on. Because now at the back also must wear seatbelt, right? Then what else do you do? Make sure you give your signal properly when you turn. Yeah. Some people actually even check their road tags. Like you can see. I'm a psychologist, so whenever I get stuck in traffic jam, I just observe people. I've seen quite a few times when a police car at the back, people actually check the road tags. Or if there's a roadblock up in front, they also check the road tags. Too late lah. And you cannot even see. How do you see, like, you cannot put your face outside of the windscreen and look. Anyway, it is natural to feel anxious when there's a police car behind you, because in our life, we have been associating police with what? Money going out. Do you like that? No. You also associate police with being arrested. Might go jail one. Yeah, would you like that? No. So, because of that, we associate police with a negative feeling. We do not like to get in touch with the police unless, of course, you're making a police report. Even then, also many people hesitate. Police. But anyway, the point is, we have a negative association with the police. And let's say things get worse. Police car goes next to you, pin, woo! Ask you to go to the side. what do? Or first 3 words that comes to your mind in any language. When that happens, what is it? Daya, say, matila. See. Right? Because you know something bad is going to happen. So you give your signal, go to the side, tick tack, wait there. This is where you practice your stupid face. Because with the police, you don't try to act smart. The more stupid you are, the better it is. It's easier for you to let go. So practice that, and police will come out of the car. They walk one kind. I can't do it because I'm not police. Any police here? Special branch? You didn't invite special branch, yeah? Okay. Comes to you, and you go. No power window, just for dramatic effect. Yeah, cikgu. You know why you call them cikgu? Because when you call the police cikgu, they know that you know that they know that you know that they know. You get what I mean? Can follow? They know that you know that they know that you know that they know. Alright? I'm so going to get into trouble after this. So you might get like, I see. Listen. The next thing you know, Encik. Tadi Encik didapati memberi signal sebelum Encik belok. Bagus Encik. Bagi pihak polis diraja Malaysia RM50. For those who don't speak Malay, this, sir, you were found to have given your signal before you turned just now. Well done, sir. On behalf of the Royal Malaysian Police, RM50. So money comes in. Take or not? Of course, you'll be a bit shocked, but never argue the police. Take. Yeah, happy or not? Come on, RM50. Can buy how many Starbucks? Yeah, can get a whole Tai Chow for the whole family also. So he says, okay, jalan. You drive slightly happily away. No, that was quite a pleasant experience. I get money from the police for signaling. My goodness. Okay, so happily drive. Let's say you're on the way back. Yeah, you're on the highway. All of a sudden, you see a police car behind you again. Huh? Check. Do all your checking thing because you still haven't learned your lesson. Still check. Police comes next to you. Woo! Pin. Die. Again. Tick tack. Go to the side. Police comes up. Whoosh, goes to you. You go. Yeah, cikgu. Listen. I see. Whoosh. Down. And then you hear, Encik. Tadi Encik selama 10 kilometer Encik didapati mengikut had laju. Bagus Encik. Bagi pihak polis diraja Malaysia RM50. Again, because you follow speed limit for 10 kilometers. Wow, RM100 in a day. My goodness, isn't that nice? Put in the bank also, you don't get that kind of interest. Yep. So, can you imagine if that happens to you every now and then? How would your driving change? Would you give signal more often? Come on, car park also give signal, right? In case. If you see a police car somewhere in front, would you slow down? No, you would chase. You go, you overtake the police car, give signal, tick tack. In case they stop you and give you money for signaling. Behaviors might change, you think? What do you think? Is this a good idea? If we lobby the government, right? We go to the parliament, we lobby the government, we ask them, all the money they get from the summons, give it to the people who drive properly. Yeah? Have a radar gun. Wow. Follow speed limit. Very good. Stop that car. Give RM50 straight away. Would you like that? At least you know where the money is going to. So shall we lobby the government? Yeah? Vote for me next election? Kajang. Okay, anyway, that's the first story. It's amazing. I've been telling this story actually for the past 10 years already. And we still haven't seen the police doing something like that. Because, firstly, if something like that happens, we know where the money is going to. And we are awarding or rewarding people who drive nicely. So hopefully we can reduce accidents. At the same time, we are also giving the police positive PR. with the people. People then probably would like police better that way. I don't know, I'm just guessing. I haven't done any research on this, but most people I talk to, they like the idea. You like the idea? Yep. We can try. So those of you in this area, you can talk to Teresa Cox. Is it Teresa Cox area? Yeah? I don't know. But anyway. So I'm just joking about going for election. I'm not into politics, but... All right. So that's the first story. Second story. The boy who blinked too much. This one also is my story because it's a true story. This is a story of one of my clients long time ago, but I've kind of mixed up the details so that you don't know who this person is, or if you're this person, you won't know that's you also. One day, when I was working at UKM, that was where we had a clinic, and I worked at the clinic as a psychologist. You get lots of referrals from everywhere. So one day I was referred a 13-year-old boy whose single mom, yeah, because the father died like 5 years before that. The mother was very, very concerned about him because his grades at school was dropping. He was getting into fights. Yeah, and at home she noticed that his moods had been very down. He doesn't seem to look happy at all. So the mother thought he might be depressed, but at the same time she's quite angry at him for being naughty, for getting into fights, getting into trouble at school, his grades going down. So it was referred to me, hopefully I can help with something. And it was interesting because when the mother brought the son in, together with two of her other older children, the son is the youngest one, mother sat in front here, the eldest brother, sister, and then him. He knew that he was a problem, so he sat furthest away from me. It's quite typical of any children who come and see me. They know that they are the ones who are a problem. Usually they sit furthest away from me. So anyway, mother came in and straight away I said, "How can I help you, ma'am? You know, I've got your referral letter, but can you please tell me what are your concerns?" Straight away, "Doctor, you see him? You see him? You see? You see?" I was like, "Uh-huh." And the boy was just going, say, "Okay, what do you want me to see?" You see? You see? You see? You see? You see? You see? I'm like, "Yeah, I see that he's getting scared. Can you please stop that? You know, what do you want me to see in that? He's quite scared. What's your point? You see? You see? See? He blinked more. He blinked more." He was like, to the point he was almost cramped. Yeah. I said, "Okay, please stop that." And the mother told me that she was very upset with him blinking a lot because he looked stupid that way. I said, "I'm sure there are other reasons you're here for, not just his blinking. Maybe we'll deal with those reasons first. Blinking is a secondary thing, you know. And his blinking, it seems, becomes worse when he's anxious, so please stop making him anxious." Mother said, okay. So she told me the story. I listened to her. Then I talked to the boy after that. I said, "Hey, boy, I heard your mother's side of the story. What is your side of the story? Is there something I can help you with?" Say, "All right. Anyway, your mom quite angry at you. She thinks you have a problem." Tearing already, crying. Say, "So, would you like to help your mother? I think she also needs some help. What do you think we can do?" "Okay, can you help me help her? You want to help her, right? I suppose you love her very much. Okay, I want you to go home and do for me CSI. Can you do CSI?" "You mean like the TV show?" I say, like the TV show. "I want you to go back and investigate your mother." Okay, now this is what you do. Every day, I want you to observe your mother. Tell me, or write down, when is she happy, when is she angry, when is she sad, okay? When is she neutral? Tell me the time of the day, where's the place, and what happened before. Okay, can you do that? Oh, I want you to also tell me when you are happy, when you're sad, see whether match with the mother or not. If not match, we try to match it, see what happens." So after 1 week, he came back. Kids these days are very smart. He printed out a nice computer-printed table, told me what time, what day, Monday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you know, all the days and what time mother did what, how she was feeling and everything. Color in some more, got color pencil. Very creative kid. And then stole the mother's Chanel No. 5 or something, you know, spray, got perfume. Wow. Okay, I said, good job, wow, you're so intelligent. Happy already. I say, okay, now you know when your mother's like this. Next time you think you can detect when your mother's about to get happy or not? Maybe, okay. When you know your mother's about to get happy, just appear in front of her and smile. See whether you can extend her happiness longer. Would you like your mother to be happy longer time? Okay, see whether you can extend your mom's happiness. See what happens. When she's unhappy, the time you know, you avoid. Don't go in front of her. Nanti you kena piak. What do you think? Good idea or not? Then the same time, I told the mother, okay, this whole week, I would like you to observe your boy, all right? When is he being naughty? When is he being nice? Never nice one. Never mind. Right now you're very negative. You can't see nice things. But I want you to, over the week, look for nice things as best you can because it is very crucial. If you want your boy to get better, you must look for nice things in him. If he doesn't have, never mind, you tell me next week, then we can start teaching him how to do nice things. What do you think? Okay. So she did her own CSI. Mother, son did both CSI on each other. They didn't know it because I was very sneaky. So after a while, the mother realized, hey, my son has been very nice to me. I said, okay, so what do you do when your son is nice to you? You want that to happen more? Yeah. Okay, I teach you a bit of psychology. If you want a behavior to happen more, you need to give it a lot of what we call strengthening. You've got to strengthen the behavior. And how do you strengthen the behavior? Like the first story, you make sure that after that behavior, something good happens. Something pleasant happens. So, as a mother, you know what's nice to your son, what your son likes. So give it to him. Not too much, just a bit. Too much, you spoil him. She said, okay. So after a few weeks, the mother and son got better. They came and they keep on reporting, hey, things are getting better at home, everything. Thank you very much, doctor. I don't know how you help us. I said, I also don't know how I help you. You'll help yourself. These are your strengths. So after a while, the mother said, things are actually okay at home already. I said, okay. How about grades? Grades also going up. Because apparently the boy has been doing his own CSI on the teacher. and the friends. Very intelligent kid, actually. Just that emotionally, he was not well managed. So I told the mother, look, okay, since things are okay already, I don't think you need to come and see me anymore. Just continue doing what you're doing. Well done. Good job. This is very awesome. So tell you what, next week we have a closing week, a closing ceremony. All right, just one last time to let you all go. Then I saw the boy individually and say, hey boy, you have been such a good kid all this while, and your mom also, I think she's done a good job with you, don't you think so? He said, yeah. So I would like you to do something for your mom. Don't tell me, don't tell her. Let's surprise her next week and surprise me also. Can you do that? Okay, good. So 1 week later, they came, chit-chat a bit. I said, so, is there anything else that you think you may need help with? The mother said, no, I think I've got it from here. It's quite okay already. But then, I was like, oh. But then, look at the boy like. I said, yes, tell me. Last night, I told my boy here, you should sleep early because tomorrow morning going to see Dr. Ng. Because they stay quite far away from me, they have to wake up early. So 9 o'clock, I see him go to bed, lights off. I thought, good boy. And then, I saw 11 o'clock at night, his light on. Why? Why? Tell me. I said, okay, I guess what happened. Being Malaysians, we tend to leave things last minute, isn't it? So I told the boy, can you please show your mother what you were doing at 11 o'clock at night? Slowly went to his backpack, put on his lap, opened it. Mother was like, took out an A4 size envelope. Mother took, opened up, took out a beautifully hand-drawn and colored certificate saying, World's Best Mother, I love you. Oh, so sweet. I also cried, I must admit, I shed a tear because it was so sweet of him. The mother just broke down crying like crazy because she then realized how harsh she had been on him. Not allowing herself to see even some of the good things that he had. But we can't really blame her because, single mom, raising 3 kids, how can you not have the pressure to make sure your children grow up well? Yeah? But she did realize that sometimes in doing so, you may tend to get overboard. Yeah? That you focus too much on the positive, too much on not just their fear, but it's also your fear that's projected onto them. And then she also thanked the boy for helping her see and still accepting her as a mother, no matter how harsh she had been to him. Sweet, yeah? Yeah, I forgot to warn you all, bring out your tissues. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. So that's a true story. And I like sharing that story because, there's always hope. You try to look for good things in your life and good things in your children, and not just your children, your husbands, your wives, each other's siblings, your neighbors, all of us. Right, so that's the second story. You like the story? You can share the story too, no copyright one, you can just share. You can toko tambah whatever creativity, whatever else you want to add. Right, third one, also a true story. This one is also my story. Mother who went berserk. This one is a bit shorter. The thing about being a psychologist, right? We tend to be the last resort. People cannot tahan, don't know what else to do, they come and see me. Normally they go and see the psychiatrist first. After psychiatrist doesn't work or medication takes too long to work, they go and see the bomo. The two coconut fella. Yeah, normally after bomo only they come and see me because last resort. And by the time they come and see me, thorough case already. Yeah, a lot of parents are very frustrated by the time they come and see me. So, there was one time when the mother came to see me, brought her 8-year-old son, and said, "Doctor, you're going to help me, doctor. Him, I scold. I was still like that. Can you please help me? I don't know what to do anymore." You could see that she was very tired. Yeah, a lot of bags under her eye, very, very tired. And I said, okay. I talked to her about the problem. She kept on saying that the son tantrum very quickly. I said, all right, now let's have a demonstration. I'm going to play with your son together with you in the room with toys, all right? I need your permission to allow me to make your son tantrum. And as you said to me, your son can tantrum very easily. Will he tantrum if I snatch his toy away from him? Yeah, he will tantrum. He will tantrum, I tell you, he will tantrum. I said, okay, calm down. Okay, and what I would like you to do is, I want you to act exactly how you act at home. All right? Don't feel that you're in my clinic. You have to control yourself. Let loose. I want to see exactly what happened so that I know what to do with your son. Okay? You say, yeah, okay, sure. She's quite animated. So I was playing with some dinosaur with her son, and she was there. You could see that she didn't really know how to play. Also, just sat there and go, like horrified look. Like, when is he going to tantrum next? So I said, come, let's play. After a while, about 5 minutes of play, I snatched the dinosaur away from the son. Mine! Straight away, you can see the son going, and the mother also straight away, you are? I tell you, you better stop that. You better stop that. And I was like, scary. So I stopped the two of them. Straight away, I said, okay, mother, please sit outside and calm down. I'm going to deal with your son. So I knelt down and looked at the son eye to eye. I said, look, boy, I'm very, very sorry. I shouldn't have grabbed the toy away from you. That's very bad behavior. So I apologize. Here's your toy back. All right? Can I ask you a few questions? Just now when your mom was scolding, it's quite scary. I also noticed, you know why I asked this question? Because as she was scolding him, I noticed his face. He was like, slight look up and smile. I thought, aha. And then I asked him, and then I also noticed when your mom is scolding you, she looks scary, but her face quite funny also. Yeah. Straight away he laughed. So I kind of concluded that perhaps her face being like that is maintaining his tantrum being very fast, because he likes seeing that. He knows that when he tantrums, the mother will surely scold him like that one. And to him, it's kind of like entertainment. So part of my intervention was to help the mother scold properly. Stop that now. Rather than all the face. Actually, she was like, stop. Training how to, not to say scold properly, but scold in an alternative way that is more useful. There's no right or wrong way of scolding because each of us got our own style, but somehow it didn't work for her. That's why she was so frustrated. So moral of the story is, if something doesn't work, stop it. Don't use it, use something else. A very, very common thing that a lot of parents and teachers, when they come and see me about something, I try this and this and this and this, does not work. What have you been doing all this time? The same thing, lor. How long already? 5 years. 5 years you've been trying the same thing, it doesn't work. Stop lah, try something else. But what else? This is where you got to think outside the box. And the other point of this story is that sometimes we don't know that we are actually maintaining the problem. So if you want that problem to change, we have to change. The system has to change. And one thing very important to note also is that when you change the system, the person you are trying to change is not going to like it because they are used to that system. They are in control. If I'm that kid, I'm in control because I know exactly how to make mother face like that. When mother's face not like that anymore, I feel out of control. If I feel out of control, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get back into control. So they are going to test you. They are going to test your limits. You break the limit, you go back to your old self. Aha, I feel better now. I don't like it. I don't like being scolded, but at least I feel in control. It's not so much about the scolding. It's about being in control, having the skills. So you've got to look at that as well. Okay so far? Can you follow the story? So these stories are meant to help you think slightly differently and molding the way you think. Right, the depressed artist, the last three, not my story, the one I pinjam on. Some of you may have heard already. The depressed artist. One day there was this very famous artist in University Malaya, and he lives right on top of the R&D building in Pantai, very tall building. He's given a suite because that's how they house their resident artists. They make them feel that they're VIP. They feel good that they can paint with all their emotions and they can supply paintings to the university. So one day, this artist also likes to ride his motorbike. He's got a Harley Davidson. You know how a Harley Davidson sounds like? The reason why they are called Harleys? Harley. It's a Harley Davidson. As opposed to Yamaha. Or Suzuki. Yeah, anyway, lame joke. Back to his Harley Davidson. He was riding one day, you know our Malaysian traffic lah. He got into a bad accident, he was hospitalized, and his painting hand had to be amputated. Yeah. So he woke up that time, he saw he had no more hand left, he became very, very depressed. As soon as he was able to be discharged, he didn't even want to leave the hospital because UM also got a very tall tower, Menara Timur. He was like on the 9th or 11th floor. He went to the balcony. He was about to jump. So depressed. My life is gone. This is my livelihood. The only thing I love, the only thing I can do because I'm hopeless at cooking or anything else. You know, I'm single. I got no one who would want to date someone without a hand. So he looked down. He took a deep breath. Just about to jump, and he saw this guy, this man with no arms, happily dancing down the road. He was like, eh? Then, whoa, he thought to himself, how can he be so happy? He's got no arms. I only don't have one hand. I got the other hand. And yet, I'm already, contemplating suicide. Shame on me. Shouldn't do this. So he struggled to climb back in, ran down, took a lift and then ran to look after the guy with no arms. And it's not hard to find a guy without arms. Eventually he found him. Sir, sir, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for saving my life. Then the guy with no arms was like, huh? Who are you? Please let me explain. I have to chase you. You can run very fast and dancing up and down. You see that tower there? I was there. I was just about to jump when I saw you happily dancing with joy. What's your secret to happiness? Look, I lost my hand. I'm an artist. I became very depressed because I cannot paint, do what I love anymore. And yet, you got no arms and you're jumping and dancing with joy. What's your secret? How can you be like that? The guy was like, I don't know how I help you. All I was trying to do was to scratch my bum. All right. Moral of the story is perspective. If you think other people's lives are better than yours, think again. Why are you comparing? How does it help? How is it helpful for you to compare? If you yourself are in this situation, yes, you may think that, they are worse off than you or you're better off, but if you have a perspective, whatever problems you have doesn't have to be a big problem. Yeah, later on I'll explain to you. Any questions so far? Because I can talk a lot one, yeah? The MC will have to stop me after 2 hours, I think. Because lecturers talk a lot. Yeah? Senior lecturers talk even more. I'm an associate professor. You guys are in trouble. So you're going to stop me, yeah? How long already now? Okay. And the Hunting King. This was told to me in an Indian accent because it's based on a very ancient Indian story of Emperor Akbar. Have you heard of him, Emperor Akbar? Yeah. It was told to me by an Indian person. I thought maybe I can tell in an Indian accent. I'll try my best. Then you can judge me on it. It's pretty funny. This is about the Hunting King. All right. So one day, got it? Submit there, okay. One day, long time ago, in the land, not too far away, but far enough. This land was called Jambudvipa. You know, Jambudvipa, old name for India. Today you learn new thing. Jambudvipa. Can you say Jambudvipa? Jambudvipa. Okay. Now, in this land, there lived this king. This king, very wise king. Yeah. But one other person wiser than the king was his prime minister. His prime minister, very wise. Right? Very wise prime minister. Unlike some countries' prime minister. Oh, dearing me, I'm so getting into trouble. Anyway, this prime minister is so wise that the king, everywhere the king is going, the prime minister must follow. The king go to hospital, prime minister follow. King go visit other country, prime minister must follow. King go to toilet, also the prime minister must follow. Just in case. Okay? So, one day, the king wanting to go hunting. You know hunting? Hunting animals. So, the king is going with all this kunchu all. Kunchu, not Indian word, is Malay word. Kunchu. All go into the jungle together with the prime minister. So, looking. Oh dear, got deer. So, king asked, bow, arrow, and then the king achu. Achu also not Malay, is not Indian word, is Malay word. Achu means aim. The king achu, and the king also achu. Achu! Shot is on foot. Wow, paining. Why I shot my own foot? How can this be? I'm a king, I'm good at shooting. Why I shot my own foot? Is paining. Why? So, who will he call? He's calling the prime minister. Prime minister, come. Why I shot my foot? Please explain. Come on. Yo, paining. So, this prime minister, he's tall, dark, and somewhat handsome. Also a man of a very few words, not saying very much on. So he's telling the king, Your Majesty, everything happens for a good reason. Chey! You stupid prime minister, what happened to you? I'm asking you why you're telling me this is good reason. How can this be a good reason? I'm paining like crazy. Now you're calling me this good reason. What is this? You're just a stupid fellow, you. You're gone crazy already. You. Okay, in Tamil, karka means crazy. Go fix your tenga coconut. So guards arrest this stupid prime minister, put him in jail. So this king now banished the prime minister into prison, got a royal physician to balut also Malay word, no Indian word. His feet, and then still very angry with the prime minister, he's going into the prison and asking the prime minister, now you are in prison, you tell me why. You give me good reason why I let you out, tell me, come, tell. And then the prime minister, what did he say? Your Majesty, everything happens for a good reason. Chey! You really gone crazy, you stupid buffalo, you. So, you stay in prison. I am very wise, I know what to do. So, this king, sitting on his throne, thinking, what shall I do? This king also got attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, cannot sit still one. So thinking and thinking, what shall I do? What shall I do? What shall I do? Ah, I know. I am very wise. It is good to go to all the other kingdoms and make peace. Make peace. So none of our people here all die of warfare. Only old age and sickness. So come kunchu, we go. Traveling, making peace. And then, all of a sudden, what happened? The king and all his kunchu, all his men were ambushed. By who? Whole bunch of cannibals. Oh, you know what cannibals are? People who eat people. Hoi. So these cannibals ambushed the king and his men. They killed his men, ate his men. And then they left the king for last because they knew the king very nutritious. So the general of the cannibal tribe said, bunuh dia, siang dia, buat sate. For those of you who watch P. movies will know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so the king, they tie up to a tree, they have one big cauldron, they put in all the 11 herbs and spices and everything, make it all nice and soupy, very cow soup, before cooking the king. Before they must be cooking the king, they got the medicine man to check, make sure the king halal. So checking. Oh, ayupama. Infected food. Not halal, not clean. So they are telling the king, sorry king, we cannot be giving you the honor of eating you. So we letting you go get healed, come back, then we eat you. Alright? Now get lost and come again. So the king now realized, oh no, oh dearing me, it is actually a good reason why I shot my food. Because of this I'm alive. Oh, I'm so the king was so full of guilt, so full of remorse, ran back to his kingdom with the limp, legs still not okay yet. So ran back to his kingdom, ran straight to the prison, went to the prime minister. Oh, prime minister, oh, I'm so sorry for calling you Tenga, calling you buffalo, calling you crazy. I'm so sorry for putting you in jail. You are indeed correct that, oh, my food like this is a very good reason. But then, it is a good reason for me. What about you? You're in jail. How can it be a good reason? This time, what did the prime minister say? This time he's saying slightly more. He's saying to the king, Your Majesty, if you'll not be putting me in prison, I'll be following you. Who is the one with the infected foot? Alright. Now what is the moral of the story? Everything happens for a good reason. Easy to say. But if you're going back after this and you had a bad breakfast, all of a sudden you get diarrhea, you get stuck in a traffic jam because there's some mogok somewhere in KL. Yeah? And you're complaining like crazy to your friend in a car, and your friend tells you, don't worry, everything happens for a good reason. How would you feel? Che! Stupid buffalo, you. Yeah. It's basically the other side of the coin. Bad things that happen to us, it's bad things. You cannot deny that they're bad things. But unless you are able to see the good side of it, you won't see the good side of it. So how to see the good side of it? I'll share with you later some exercises that can help you to see more positive things. Okay? So that's a story I like telling also, that I think people can relate to. And last one, anger eating monster. This is a story I like to tell kids. Then, because kids like monster stories. You like monster stories? No? Okay, close your ears. This is a different kind of monster. Right. You all can hear me okay? Right. Just in front here, there are a lot of echoes, so I'm going ying, ying, ying. Can't really hear myself. So if I start slurring in my speech, you need to let me know, yeah? All right. One day, this one maybe I tell Chinese accent. One day, there was this king, this emperor. You know emperor? Emperor? E-M-P-E-R-O-R, emperor. This emperor, very wise one, very smart emperor. He's so smart, he know after working hard, must have a break. So he and his empress, his queen, empress, E-M-P-R-E-S-S, empress, say, darling, we both work so hard, our kingdom in peace, so I think we should go on holiday because it's the wise thing to do, to rest. Okay? So I said, good idea. Where shall we go, my darling husband? So the emperor say, I know this place called Bali. We go Bali. I hear Bali very nice place. Come, let's go. So the emperor tell the prime minister, also still very wise prime minister, Prime Minister, we going to Bali holiday 2 weeks. You jaga the kingdom hall. Prime Minister, okay. So the emperor and the empress, they go Bali lah. Happy, happy, joy, joy. And then all of a sudden, the day after the king and the queen, the emperor, empress go to Bali, suddenly near the palace gate, this character, this person, at the back of him got cloud one. The cloud is what, a lot of flies. Must be very smelly because he's very smelly. And then he also look not so good lah. And then also say a lot of bad word come out one lah. Then the two guard trained to jaga the palace. Make sure people like that don't come in because only pretty, beautiful people, the bold and beautiful can come in. Other people cannot. So they are also trained with a spear. They throw means chun will kena one. So one guard said to the other, you see that fella or not? Oh, yeah, I see. You think the fella can come in or not? Cannot. Okay, if he come closer, we tell him don't come in. Got two guards, I play two people. So this guard, person coming closer. Oi, you turn away. You don't come here. This is not for you kind of people. Okay, you go away. Suddenly, when kena scolded, the person grow 1 inch taller. A bit more cloud behind him. More flies lah, means smellier lah. Yeah? And then he become louder. Say all the bad word. Beep, beep, toot, toot, beep. I cannot say here, must censor. And then he also look uglier. Then he thought, ayo, this fella, terrible. He come closer. You don't come closer, we throw spear at you. Wow, he grew another inch taller, a bit more cloud, uglier, more beep, toot, toot. Then this guy panicked already, don't know what to do. Throw the spear at him. Chun kena his forehead, pok, but did not go through. Tang, fell, and because the spear hit him, he grew 1 foot taller. 1 foot taller. Yeah? Uglier, more bad words come out from his mouth. And then the second guy also panicked. This time he aimed for his heart. Throw, chun kena his chest, pok, but did not go through. Fell, and that character also grew 1 foot taller, uglier, more flies, so smelly the two guards fainted. Then he walked through the palace gates. Whole army started shooting arrows at him. Started throwing all kinds of spear. All cannot harm him. Each time something hit him, he grew 1 foot taller, 1 foot taller, 1 foot taller, until he became monster. So smelly, so big, so many flies, everybody fainted. And those who did not faint ran out of the palace. Don't know what to do already. So Prime Minister say, everybody make camp outside the palace. Wait until king come back, emperor come back, then we decide what to do. Because this monster, we cannot tahan. So after 2 weeks, the emperor, empress come back already, And then, say, how come so many people outside the palace? How come got camp one? The prime minister run to the emperor. Emperor, don't come in. We go somewhere else, make palace lah. This place not good anymore. Feng Shui very bad already. The emperor say, how can? I just go away 2 weeks only. All this while I've been good, What happened? This monster. Jalat, man. So smelly. Don't know what to do with him. So we better go lah. The king say, tell me about this monster, how one? Very smelly. Very ugly. All the bad word come out. Plenty of flies. The king say, I know this one. Come, everybody, follow me. We go in. Wear your mask. Dancers, musicians, cooks, all come together. We entertain this monster. Come, my orders. So all go in. Dancers dance. So they start dancing and dancing. The emperor asked the monster, thank you for coming and visiting us. Have you been served? You must be very hungry. 2 weeks already never eat. So what can we offer you? What do you want to eat? We got our royal cook anything for you. You want Milo? You want coffee? You want tea? You want Horlicks? Milo dinosaur? Anything we give you. So entertain the king, get to know the monster, where you come from, man. But after have to talk like that, because very smelly, ma. Where you come from, man? And what do you like to do? You don't follow me hunting or not? The more the king talked to this monster, the smaller it became. Less flies. Less bad words coming out. Now at least can answer the king properly without bad words already. And then after a while, about 2-3 hours of entertaining, dancing, music, everything, nice food, the monster became a beautiful, young, princely looking man with very nice perfume. He got up and said, "Thank you very much, Your Majesty, for your kind generosity and what do you call that, hospitality. You've been very nice to me. I take my leave now." He got up and he left on his own. Then the Prime Minister asked the king, "Wow, Your Majesty, how you know what to do?" So the Emperor said, "Prime Minister, that fella is what we call the anger-eating monster. You angry at it, it grow bigger. You nice to it, it becomes smaller." So the moral of the story is, who is the anger-eating monster? It's you. All right? We got angry in ourselves. Sometimes we get angry at ourselves becoming angry, then become angrier, right? We become sad. We get angry at ourselves becoming sad. We get angrier. We become a monster after a while. This story I like to use to help children understand, hey, sometimes when you're angry, be nice to yourself. Look through the anger and look at the hurt. Oh, I'm angry. Oh, kesian. Oh, hug yourself. No one to manja you, manja yourself, lor. Oh, my pitiful heart, so angry. Oh, come. I stroke you. Tuk, 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 tuk. Oh, slow down. Yeah. So those are the main stories that I would like to tell you. How do you feel? Are you all right? Okay, now we go into something a bit more serious. Talking to the hand. Yeah, serious stuff. Your hand is pretty serious. The hand can represent many things. One is, there are two sides to the hand. Which side is good and bad? Up to you lah. But remember that everything happens for a good reason story. Yeah? Every hand has a side. Good or bad side, you look at, depends on you. But if this is the bad side, and it's facing you, right? And how big is my hand? Is it very big? Not very big. From where you are, it's not very big. But if this hand is a problem, the bad side, and if I look at the bad side like this, what do I see? I only see the problem. I only see bad things. Yeah? And when you see bad things, normally you want to get rid of it. So can you imagine if I chop off my hand, what's going to happen? More problems. Sometimes we like to do that. We chop off the hand and we get more problems. But what we need to be able to do is like the guy who wants to jump, push it away for a while, and then you get to see all these beautiful people in front of you. Hand is still part of you. Still a problem, but at least you don't feel that it's overwhelmingly there. So do Tai Chi. Something like that. Right? To have perspective, to learn to do this as well. To see the good side of the hand. Whichever way is the good side lah. Alright? And how to do the good side? More slides after this to get you to do some homework for life. And the other thing about the hand is, it shows that we're all connected. How? Because if you look into, if you read into mental illness, the World Health Organization says that 1 in 5 people at any given time, at any one time, yeah, meaning not always this 1%, 1 in 5 persons at any one time has got a mental illness. Alright, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, pain. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, pain. In this room alone, we got quite a few already. But what we normally do is we tend to focus on this 1 in 5 and go, ha ha, nye, 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 you are the one. Right? Or we get afraid of this person. This person is in distress. We focus on how to help this person. But what we forget is, this person lives with this 2 in 5. Neighbors with this 3 in 5. Works with this 4 in 5. And all these 3 also get very stressed up. And what do? They all 4 see this poor counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist over here who kena chop. Pa! They carry the burden of the 4 in 5. So the hand actually tells you that we are all connected. Want to help this person? This 4 has to do something about it. You cannot leave it to this fella, this pinky finger over here. And if you want to help this person, this tree has to change. You cannot not do anything if you want this person to change. So the hand is quite a powerful symbol to me. Talk to the hand. Nothing else to do, talk. Oh, okay. So hand, what you want to tell me today? Meow, 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 meow. Hand also can talk like that. Anyway, you get what I mean? All right. Now, how positive are you? Now we go straight into dealing with your children. But it depends on how positive you are. Can you see that? On one side, I put there, the left side, child's bad behavior, a list of bad behaviors that you don't like that you normally would want to get rid of. On the right side, child's good behavior. Write down all the good behaviors that you see in your child. You see, not you wish for, something that's already there. And normally when I get parents to do this, when they come in to see me, they have a lot of difficulties writing down the right side, the good side. They tend to only see the bad side. So it tells you how positive you are. If you can see more bad than good, you're not very positive. Yeah? But sometimes you can say, oh, but then memang like that one. I say, okay, fine. I let you have that. And if you list that down already, as long as you can, I ask you which side you prefer to look at. The left side or the right side? The bad behaviors or the good behaviors? You prefer to look at the good behaviors automatically, but you may prefer the good side, but your attention is still focusing on the left side. This one is good, but then, good, but then, good, but then, right? If you can do this, try this and see. Not just for your own children, same thing with your husbands and wives and whoever else. Fold that into two, break it into half. The left side, the bad list, crunch it up, throw it away. If possible, write it down again on brown ink on the toilet paper, flush it down the toilet. Then look at the good side and ask yourself, now what can I do to maintain more good behaviors, to extend more good behaviors? There are ways to extend good behaviors. Why do I say this? It's because when you extend good behaviors, automatically bad behaviors reduce. Does it make sense? And you do it with less bad emotions because you're looking at good stuff. Look at stuff that makes you angry, keep on getting angry. And some people say, if you do that, then you ignore bad behaviors. No, I'm not ignoring bad behaviors. I'm just focusing more on good behaviors. Because the problem with bad behaviors is we can reduce bad behaviors. All right? Let's say you can imagine half a pie, like that. All right? This quarter here, good behaviors. This quarter here, bad behaviors. If we want to reduce bad behaviors, this part here, we reduce, and then there's an empty space over here. Can you imagine the empty space? Yeah. Will the good behaviors automatically fill up the empty space? Because the amount is still the same. If you learn physics, it tells you the amount is still the same. But there's less bad behavior. There's empty space here. What's going to happen if you don't teach any good behaviors? Bling, they come back. Because there's nothing here, and the bad behaviors fill in. And you're fighting a losing war if you keep on doing that. But if you focus on the good behaviors here, and you grow the good behaviors, you grow more. Automatically, what happens to the bad behavior? Less. And you focus on the good stuff. You grow more. So if you can be more positive, you put more energy into looking for the good behaviors and extending them. Not just extending, but teaching new good behaviors. New skills. Skills can be taught by almost anyone. By anyone, actually. All of you. You don't have to be a professional to teach skills. We all have skills. We can teach skills. All right? If you care, you teach skills. If you want to cure, not everybody can cure. And you feel helpless. So, okay so far? Something to think about. How do you then strengthen the behavior? How do you make it happen more? This is where you can do a bit of your own CSI. It's called ABC. The ABC CSI. On the left side is what psychologists call antecedents. Antecedents, not the opposite of antecedents. It's antecedent means whatever that happens before a behavior. So your CSI is about learning about the behavior, the function of the behavior. Why does the behavior come about? right? To understand your children, you got to understand why they behave in a certain way. Why they behave normally is because of what we call the antecedents, something that happens before the behavior, that led to the behavior happening. Can be two things. Triggering factor, something that triggers out the behavior, something that provided opportunity for the behavior to happen. For example, right now you're sitting down behavior. Why are you sitting down? What triggered your sitting down? Did I ask you to sit? No, you came in, the chairs were empty, you sat. Right? Because you've been trained all these years, you see empty chair, you sit. If you come for a talk, you sit. If there are no chairs, would you have sitting down behavior? Unlikely. You probably go look for a chair and then you sit down. Or you sit on the floor. But the behavior somehow changed. It's no longer sitting on a chair, it's sitting on the floor. So if you don't give the opportunity, the behavior will not happen. Or not likely to happen. So if you understand that, there's only one half of understanding why behavior happens. I'm teaching you all to be half psychologists now. So you can do my job. That's why now I'm talking in public. I'm no longer saying clients. I'm turning you all into half psychologists so you can do the job for me. Easier. Don't worry, you're not taking my business away. It's not about business anyway, it's about making the world a better place. So anyway, look at environments. Environment can tell you what to do, what not to do. Like this kind of environment normally is like you sit there quietly and listen, or at least pretend you're listening. Right? It's the cue that tells you. And social cues as well. If others are sitting down, you sit. If others are standing, you stand. Can you imagine if you come in this hall and everyone's standing, would you stand or sit? You stand because everyone's standing. Social cues. It manages your behavior. So because of all these things, there is behavior in the middle. B is for behavior. And you decide whether the behavior is something you want or don't want. Is the behavior skillful or unskillful? I would rather use skillful or unskillful and not good or bad, because good, bad depends on who does the behavior. The child does something bad, you think is bad, the child thinks is good. So that way it's harder to define. Skillful means something that leads to something beneficial to everyone. Unskillful means maybe beneficial to the behavior, the person who behaves, but not so beneficial to other people. Like stealing. If I steal something, it's beneficial to me, but it's not beneficial to the person I stole from. Not so skillful. Is that okay? And if the behavior is skillful, you want to know how you can provide a consequence to the behavior. Like how you get 50 ringgit for signaling is a consequence. How can you provide a consequence that can strengthen the behavior? Strengthen meaning helping the behavior to happen again. Another example would be, as I'm scanning across the room, I look at you and I see you smile. Oh, what a beautiful smile you have. Here's 10 ringgit. Are you likely to smile at me again? Probably. If that 10 ringgit is valuable to you, you are likely to smile at me again. Likely, I didn't say will. In case you got, facial paralysis, you cannot smile at me. Do that. You can't smile. So, you are likely to smile at me because you get something nice. So, you can say that smiling behavior has been strengthened. In psychological terms, it's called reinforcement. It's been rewarded in some sense. Yeah? So, if there are good behaviors, you think about how you may want to strengthen the good behaviors. To know that, you must find out what a child likes. Does it make sense? Focus on that. If you don't like the behavior, then the word is called punishment. You've got to punish the behavior. Don't punish the person, punish the behavior. Because if you punish the person, you punish with anger and you actually label the person as a bad person rather than the behavior as an unskillful behavior. You see the two things? Yeah? If you label the person, you're putting a full stop. When you have a full stop, that's where your problem starts. That's my saying. Think about this. There is no end. There is just change. As soon as you think there's an end, that's where your problem starts. Does it make sense? There is no end, meaning there's no full stop. There's only change, there's ... As soon as you put a full stop, you are missing the point. Now, how do you apply that? I call you a stupid person. You stupid! Full stop. You're always stupid. You're forever going to be stupid. in my eyes. If I said, that was a stupid thing you did, ... but you can correct it and do something better. There is change. This is basically balance. Balance is not stagnant, where you just stay at one point. Balance is in change, constant change. Ever seen people doing Tai Chi? Tai Chi is supposed to be yin and yang balance. You don't see people doing Tai Chi like that only, right? You're like, both pushing same strength. That's being very stupid Tai Chi masters. After a while, you either get very constipated or you get very, very tired eventually. No. When you see people doing Tai Chi, they're constantly moving. And in that movement, they do find balance. They may get a bit off balance here and there, but they get back balance. Balance is in constant change rather than one full stop. So change the way you think from, I want my child to be good, period. I want my child to be able to adapt and adapt and adapt and adapt. It's constant. Okay? So try practicing that more. It's a very Buddhist thing also. The constant change thing if you read into the Buddhist text. So the consequence, if you want to punish the behavior, you give something unpleasant. For example, if you smile at me and say, why are you smiling? Slap you one time. Are you going to smile at me again? No way. Because it's unpleasant. You punish the behavior, behavior goes down. All right? So, two things you need to understand. If a behavior is strengthened, it is likely to increase. It's being rewarded, it increases. Behavior goes down, it's being punished. It's not because you punish the behavior, it goes down. Behavior goes down means it has been punished. That is the technical understanding of it. Tell you another story, true story also. I went to a Chinese school, I gave a talk like this. At the end of it, I had Q&A, and one teacher said, Doctor, we got a problem, 6 months already. We don't know what to do with this kid. I said, okay, tell me. This boy, you're very naughty, but very sensitive. We don't know how to punish him anymore. I said, okay, tell me your story. 6 months ago, he and his teacher had a fight. So he don't like this teacher. We won't say who. Actually, look at the teacher. I'm like, okay. One day, he went to the canteen, took a fork, went to the teacher's brand new Mercedes, ran away. We found out. We caught him. We suspended him for 1 week. 1 week later, he came back. He went to the canteen again, took another fork, went to the other side of the teacher's car. This time he was caught. Oi! Last kopek, and then ran. 2 weeks suspension. After 2 weeks, he came back. He went to the canteen again. What kind of school it is? Can go and steal stuff. This time he didn't take a fork. He took a knife. Tire. Oi! Ran. 4 weeks suspension, one for each tire. After 1 month, he came back happy already. Now we're all scared, the teacher said. Don't know what to do with him. Don't know how to punish him. I said, how long ago was that? 6 months ago. Right. And since that 6 months until now, has he done anything bad? Got. No. So why do you want to punish him? Because he's bad, lor. And those whole 6 months, you've been cracking your head trying to think of how to punish him. Yeah. Why? Because he's a bad kid. But what evidence do you have that shows he's a bad kid? Or last time he burst the teacher's car. But you punish him already, what? No, you want to punish him some more. For what? He hasn't done anything bad. Do you see that or not? Yeah, he hasn't done anything bad, but he's a bad kid. So if you keep on thinking that way, you're constantly thinking of how to punish him, and you forget about all the good things he's been doing all this while. If he has not been doing anything bad, he must be doing something good. Do you like him doing good things? Yeah, but then we want to still punish him. You see what I mean? Sometimes we get into the whole cycle of punishment. We forget that there are actually good behaviors. In the first place, it wasn't punishment. It was holiday for the kid. This child learned that if you do something bad, you get a holiday. So he did more bad things. To you, they're bad things, but to him, it's a passport to get a holiday. You see what I mean? So punishment in whose eyes? If you think it is punishment, it could actually be a reward. Sometimes the thing you think a reward can be a punishment too. I like drawing, but I don't like to show off my drawings. Back then, now I show off. Hey. Life is short, might as well show off. But my art teacher last time likes to make my drawing an example. I'll be like drawing, painting, she'll just snatch it from me. Class, do like Ng here. This is very good. I'm like, oh my goodness, so embarrassing. So to me, it's a punishment. So next art class, I just simply chin-chai draw. And then the teacher scold me, what happened to you? You normally can draw very well one. Teacher labeled me bad behavior. But to me, I prefer doing that than getting my art shown off to all the other kids because I just enjoy drawing on my own. I don't want to show it off to other people. You do whatever you do lah. I don't want to impose my art on you. That was me. So to me, that was a punishment. I didn't like to be showed off. You get what I mean? So if you want behavior to go up, you want to strengthen the behavior, you've got to understand the child. Understand what is a reward to the child, what is a punishment. All right? So it's constant CSI, yeah? You constantly have to do your investigation. I cannot tell you exactly what to do. There's no such thing as a cookbook recipe when it comes to managing children or even managing your own husbands and wives and friends. All same technique. Any questions so far? So if your consequences can be natural, it's better because it's easier to get consequences out there. Consequences are such as saying, thank you, and somebody smile at you. That's a natural consequence. So you want to be doing that kind of things more at home too. And this is something I call positive photograph. What's positive? Positive means focus on the positive. And those of you who curse a lot, I would suggest that this becomes your F word. Then it reduces the strength of the F word. Yeah? So you can just say positive. When you get angry, you say positive. Then it's straight away like, there's no anger in it. Focus on the positive, meaning the more positive you focus on, the easier it is to you to do something that is more helpful, more beneficial. Because there's automatically less negative. It's not easy, yeah? It takes a lot of practice. Practice every day. And it needs a lot of mindfulness. Mindful of the way you think. That's why meditation helps in this case. Yeah? Even kids can meditate, yeah? And not in the form of like normal metta meditation where may all beings be well and happy, may all beings be free from harm. Just be calm and still and watch the kind of thoughts that come to your head and you are able to identify that. Every now and then stop and take a photograph. Photograph here stands for focus on the objective. What is actually your objective in doing what you're doing? Sometimes we lose track. For example, a very common conflict between mother and child, or father and child, parent and child. Parent go nya 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 nya. To the child is nagging, to the parent is giving lesson. Yeah? And child who grows bigger already learns how to fight back. Stop it! You're sounding just like a nagging mother. Mother goes, chang chang chang, kena heart, straight to the heart. Then mother decides, okay, back down. Then teenager goes, feels good. For that moment, the objective was met for the teenager because it shut the mother up. The mother stays shut up. Don't dare say that to the teenager anymore. The teenager thinks problem solved. But is it problem solved? No. Problem solved for you at that time, but it does not help the relationship because mother still wants to talk to you but now don't know how. So mom becomes frustrated. Teenager thinks all is well, but it's not. How does that help the objective? See what I mean? If you focus on the objective, you know that nagging, there's a reason behind it. You may want to talk to your mother in a way that helps to manage that relationship. That wasn't a communication problem, that was a relationship problem. You stop one way of communication, you don't really solve the relationship problem. Just like a child who's tantruming. Stop it, You better stop it. I tell you one time, you better stop that. One time I tell you, One time I tell you, Stop it, One time I tell you, Only one time, right? How many times I tell you? One time, right? Stop it, You better stop it, No more, One time I tell you. Otherwise, one tight slap I give you, Okay? How does that help? It helps by stopping the behavior momentarily, temporarily. But does it help in the understanding relationship? Not necessarily. Yeah. In the future, you find it happening again. For example, playing with the switch. Tick tack, tick tack, tick tack. Oi, stop it, Tell you one time only, Stop it, One time I tell you, Otherwise, one tight slap I give you, Stop, How many times I tell you? Parent go away already. Tick tack, tick tack, tick tack, tick tack. Oi! Stop it, I tell you, Tell you one time, right? Stop it, Otherwise, I want one tight slap I give you, Tick tack, tick tack, tick tack, tick tack. Oi! Last warning, Better not do it anymore, Otherwise, really one tight slap I give you, Tick, 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 pia, one time. Does it stop? It doesn't stop. Momentary only. That's how you get frustrated, because you do it halfway. You don't follow up. You don't look at the whole objective. Stop it. Don't do that. You can die one. Do this instead. Play with the iPad, for goodness sake. Have an app that goes switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off. Like the toilet paper thing, you can roll, something like that. Of course, I don't recommend just going to the iPad straight away. Please don't do that. Do something else also. But redirect and then tell them what to do. Stop them from doing something. Tell them what to do. What else they can do that can help. Come help mom with chopping the onions or whatever else. Yeah, make them cry as a punishment in a way. But you want them to do something that is beneficial. So teach them skills. All right? Your main objective, of course, is to help your children be as independent as possible, as quickly as possible. I'll go into that a bit later. Wouldn't it be nice if by 3 years old, your children can cook for the whole family? Wouldn't it be nice if she can cook for your whole family? Yeah, you can rest and relax. So it's skills needed, right? Teach those skills. Children can learn. As soon as they can learn, you can teach them. All right? They may be a bit slow here, and then teach them stuff that they can learn quickly. The more skills they have, the more confidence you have in yourself and you have of them. More confidence, less distress. Make sense? Right. So in helping yourself to look more for positive, these are some exercises you can do. Let me not block you. Try before you sleep tonight. Fill this in. Today's date. All right. Write down one thing you are good at or can do. You can sit down quietly and listen for more than 1 hour. Well done. All right. You can sit down quietly and pretend to listen for 1 hour. Well done also. Yep. What happened today that was nice? One thing. So at least if you had a bad day, you had one thing that was good. You can never ever have a totally bad day ever anymore, because one thing was good. What I did that was good today? What did you do that was good that you can celebrate? Hey, I did something good today. I allowed someone to sit on a chair, for example. And how do I celebrate that one thing good I did? Can you imagine do once a day, right? After 1 year, you would have 365 good stuff in your good diary, positive diary, whatever you want to call it. Isn't that nice? And if anyone scold you stupid or whatever, you say, stupid some more? Idiot some more? That's it you wait You take this whole book out, can beat or not? You cannot beat, you wait for 1 more year, I got 700 over already. Or is it 800? My math is very bad. But there's a lot of stuff. And this is your homework for life, yeah? After a while, you may not need a book anymore. You can see all these things. You see more than one things. It is an exercise to look for the positives. Exercise because it is a good practice. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. To the point now, when I look at this tile also, I can be very happy already. It's only a tile. How can I be happy with a tile? It's a tile. Look, it's a tile. It's nice, it's smooth, it's laid out nicely. It helps make this hall a much nicer place. Without this tile, it won't be so good. Who ordered this tile? Who made this tile? Who brought it here? Who laid it this way? Thank you to those people. The chairs they're sitting on, who made them? Are they comfortable? Comfortable enough. Not overly comfortable, otherwise you fall asleep, right? And not overly uncomfortable too. Who made them? Who ordered them? You start having all this thought, you start becoming very, very grateful. When you feel grateful, you feel, it's that feeling. Do you feel that? It's nice, isn't it? How often do you feel that way? Not very often at all. So just this moment, you can be grateful for so many things. The microphone, here, right now, is where your happiness lies. I'm grateful for the clothes I wear. Who made them? My goodness, so skillful, the way they made this thing, the weaving. Oh my goodness, wow. Wow. That wow feeling. Do you like that? So have that wow feeling as much as you can in one day. And this can help you. Going wow at yourself as well as wow at other people. Make sense? This is true meaning of happiness in a way, if you want to push it that way, right? And how does this relate to your children? You are then better able to see good things in your children. You catch them when they are really good. For example, little lady here sitting down patiently. Well done. That is so good sitting there. Good. Well done. Catch. You can see straight away, and you manage that behavior by saying, well done, well done, well done. Of course, say it differently. But you want to strengthen the behavior so that it happens again and again and again. When that happens, your life can be much easier. Does it make sense? Struggle less. Or rather, don't struggle at all, you manage. Manage is more of an active way. Okay so far? Can make sense, yeah? Right. So try doing this. I hope it helps. And there are also engaged positivity. This is something that is very close to a very Buddhist kind of saying, Brahma on my heart. It's about filial piety. That you as parents are basically Brahma or God, taking care of your children. And therefore you should be respected in that sense. But what earns you that God-like status of Brahma? You actually help your children be nurtured. Nurtured in what way? Physical as well as emotional and mental health. What are they? This is something that all of you can do, that you are already doing. It's what I call engaged positivity. Where you have got immediate emotional consequence. You feel good straight away. These are the things that you do to counter the 80% negative thoughts that we are said to have. Right? First thing is greeting. Do you greet each other? Say hello, how are you, good morning, chapa boy? All those kind of stuff. Have you eaten? When somebody greets you, how do you feel? You feel good, you feel acknowledged. You greet someone also, usually it comes with sincerity. You don't just simply greet because you're asked to greet. Like in Sunday school. Say hello. Hello, uncle. Good. But you want to be able to say it in a way that, you acknowledge another person because you want to greet them. Something like a simple greeting is, something that we can take in, be very present with it, feel it, collect it. We take for granted a lot in our daily lives that when we greet, we actually feel good. Imagine we can have 1 ringgit for each greeting we have, put it into our emotional bank account. Let it grow. The more greeting you give, the more greeting you get. Yeah, it brings up a lot of happiness. So, how can you do this with your children? Greet them, acknowledge them, say hello, how are you? Get them to greet you. Wouldn't it be nice if they greet you too? Rather than just coming back from school, boom, 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 TV. It's like, hello, mother here. Yeah? A simple greeting, hi mom, also is good enough already. Well wishing, I wish you well. Please drive carefully, have a good trip. Simple things. Say more of it. Do more of it, receive more of it. Automatically your life gets better in that sense. And these are the things you can do with your children. Do more of it. Because if you look into the feeling of being wished well, it's there, it's something good, it's pleasant. Grow it. Use these as your seeds that can be grown in your life, and automatically your life slowly becomes better. And it's something that you all do, right? You wish people well? Do more of it. Sharing good news, because plenty of bad news around already. Let's start sharing good news. When there are good news, you can celebrate them. You can have what we call mudita, sympathetic joy. You tumpang glamour other people's good news. You don't have good news yourself, you tumpang. Right? When a person told me a good news, wow, hey, let's celebrate that. Such a nice thing. Wow. Such a skillful person. Wow. Yeah, I see that you prepared a computer for me. Thank you so much. That's really skillful of you. Thank you so much. Wow. I say that, you all hear me say thank you. You go, wow, also tumpang glamour. Ma. Isn't that nice? It's cheap and it's easy. You don't have to do the things yourself, but you can tumpang other people's one. So watch other people do good. There are so many things you can do. Watching other people sit quietly and listening. Wow. Go out there and you see people doing their work. Wow. Go to the market, you see people selling. They actually wake up super early in the morning to sell to people so that you all can have your food. Wow. Yeah. You see what I mean by celebrating? Sharing good news. The two are related. Sharing good news and celebrating skillfulness. You celebrate the skillfulness of other people as well as yourself. Yeah. Pat yourself on the back now. You've been sitting so long and listening to me. Not easy, yeah? Wow. Well done. Some of you may be itching to get out already. You want to go, you may go. It's okay. You don't have to you won't offend me. You want to sleep, sleep. That's fine also. And then you have gratitude. When you see skillfulness, you have got gratitude. You have gratefulness towards all the skillful things you see and you go, wow. How does it feel when you go, wow? What's that feeling if you give it a name? You are grateful. Some people call it peace. There you go. That's your peace of mind. People are seeking for peace all this while, but they don't know that it's just there. And all you need to do is to be grateful, you find peace. When more people have that, you have world peace. Isn't that nice? Wow. Right? And please keep that feeling. Know where it comes from and how you can get it again next time. Then it's easier for you to find peace. Then you can help your children understand how to be peaceful. You can share with your children. Then there's no more struggles because you're just managing. Teach them when they are at peace. Teach them when they are not misbehaving, which means you've got to catch them when they are not misbehaving, they're behaving well. Forgiveness, quite a hard one, but it's something we can practice. Forgiveness towards others as well as yourself, because guilt and shame are two of the biggest culprit that makes people depressed and angry. Forgive that self. Generosity, giving, yeah. When was the last time you gave someone a present? Think about it. Was it pleasant? Was it pleasant when you were looking for the present? You get excited, right? When you're buying present for someone, you're like, oh, she sure like this one. As you're giving that time, you are full of glee, like, and you hope the person likes it, lah. Even if the person doesn't like it, never mind. The whole process of buying and giving has got a lot of happiness to do with it. So you get a lot of happiness in giving, sincerely. And in receiving also, it's happy. If someone gives you something as simple as, I don't know, a flower. Can be very nice feeling. So it's double happiness. So these are things you can encourage your children to be doing more of, to get that happiness, to earn your status as Brahma. Brahma as in like God. You provide them with this. That's how you manage. Because you're enhancing happiness in a family, you get more peace automatically. I'm not ignoring the bad stuff here. I'm just saying you get more peace. So these are methods that all of you know how to do already. No secrets there. But I'm just saying do more of it because there are a lot of emotional consequences that you can keep. Right? Open an emotional bank account. Those with high interest. All those little things that we do every day, keep them, deposit them into the account, so whenever you're having a bad day, withdraw them. Make sense? All right. So focus on your feelings whenever you do all this. See what happens. That means you need to be mindful, be aware, and go vegetarian. Eat your veggies. What do veggies stand for? V for value, E for express, G for give, another G for gratitude, I for inspire, E for empower, S for smile. Value, how do you value? When you value someone, you acknowledge them, you greet them, you have gratitude. You express your gratitude, you express how you feel. Even if you're angry, you express that you're angry. Let them know. So you can then deal with it together rather than keeping it in. Yeah? So you don't have to lie your way through. You can express and you can accept. Give and gratitude, I've covered that. Inspire. You as an older adult need to inspire. Monkey see, monkey do. You don't want a small monkey to do very naughty things, then the big monkey has to show good things. Right? So inspire by being a model. Empower. You don't just inspire, you help others feel that they can. Boleh. You help them see, hey, look, you can do. Wow, awesome. Did you do that by yourself? My goodness, where did you learn that from? From you, ma, or me. Just to empower, help them feel that they can do. It's what you can do for your children. When you do that, there's a lot of bonding because you as an older person help them feel that they can do it, they appreciate it. And then they show appreciation, you show appreciation. It's a lot more peace in that sense. And of course, if you can't do any of the above, just smile. That one you can do, right? Otherwise, you have to do your 20 push-ups every morning. Which push-ups? 2 fingers up. And for your own mental health as well as the whole family's mental health, vote for Pedro. What does Pedro mean? Play. We forget to play sometimes. My storytelling just now, that was play. Did you want to hear more stories? Most say yes because play helps you to engage. Engage meaning you are constantly paying attention. You are curious. When you're curious, you want to explore. When you explore, you have more courage and you have got less fear. You have better learning when you are not fearful or anxious. So play helps to facilitate that curiosity. It keeps you engaged. Play does not mean just playing games, telling jokes, having fun, basically fun. Yeah? You don't have to be serious for your children to behave well. You can play and behave well at the same time. One of the best play that I do with children who can run around, make a lot of noise, is I play with them what we call a competition that's called Sleeping Lion. Yes, it has worked for me all this while. Maybe you can try it too. So, children, come here. Want to play a game? This game is called Sleeping Lion. Can you show me lion? Yeah, very good lion. Can you show me angry lion? Show me happy lion. Show me sleeping lion. Okay, now this competition is called Sleeping Lion. See who of you can be the best sleeping lion. Meaning, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you can be sleeping for 5 minutes, you win. 1, 2, 3, go. Done. Manage. But 5 minutes later, make sure you come back and go, wow, all of you are winners. Give them something. So next time you want to play Sleeping Lion again, yay! Play, right? It helps with creativity. It says that extended interest, meaning they keep on wanting to do it, keep on wanting to listen to you, and they associate you with play and fun. So they're more likely to listen to you too. And it helps them to try and explore new things because many children are afraid of trying new things for the fear of failure. The more you play, the more you explore, the more you succeed. Play is not about competition. Yeah? Play is to compete and to continue competing because nobody wants to lose. If you compete, somebody must lose. When you play, you can purposely lose so they can play longer. Yeah? For example, you play badminton, you keep on having a deuce so you can prolong the play. Isn't that nice? When you play to compete, that's it. Once somebody wins, that's it. All right, okay with play? So do learn to play, yeah? We all need play also as adults. Exercise, fitness. Get your kids off the iPad and computer and move. If they can't do it, then you move the computer and iPad here and there. They have to move. Yeah? On iPad, snatch it away. Now go there. Now go there. Fetch. Right. Diet. It helps. Exercise and diet. If you want to manage behavior, these two things are very important. It's physical. Physical health, manage the mental health. Rest. Make sure your children have got enough sleep. Yourself have enough sleep. Not having enough sleep is one of the single most important thing that can regulate your moods. Many people with depression don't have enough sleep. Yeah. And not only just sleep, but rest and relax. Reduce your kanchongness. Relax. Do you know how to relax? Sit quietly, watch a movie that's relaxing, not a horror movie, please. Something that helps you to just chill. Every day, please have some chill time. Doctors prescribe pills 3 times a day before meal. I prescribe chill, 3 times a day before meal. When you chill before meal, your meal tastes better. Try it and see. Because you're so relaxed, you can taste all the flavors and stuff. It's very nice. All right? And learn to observe. This is where mindfulness comes in. Learn to observe, because when you are more sensitive to the things around you, you're more sensitive to your children, each other, your moods, it helps with mental health. Does it make sense? It's all about practice, yeah? It's not something that you must have right now. You will make mistakes. It's about practice, practice, practice. Please don't get too hard on yourself or too harsh on yourself. Something else in terms of managing your children is to go beyond the 3 R's. 3 R's meaning reading, writing, and arithmetic, the 3 R's now. We normally look at this because there are academic skills, and many parents want their children to score A. The good news for you is beyond getting grades. It's having skills. No skills, no grades. What skills are we talking about here? Survival skills, adaptive behavior skills that I find to be more and more lacking these days because there are more and more competition with regards to grades and academic skills only. I'm teaching in a university, and many university students right now don't even have the basic skills to write a proper email. They can email to me, say, I want this. No name, no dear sir, no nothing, and then that's it. It's a demand. Yeah? Where do you get the skills from? Not from the textbooks, not from schools, but from all of us, parents, teachers, adults. What kind of skills? Communication skills, understanding, expressing, and writing. Daily living skills. Can they take care of themselves? Can they take care of the house, domestic skills? Can they take care of themselves within a community? Do they know how to cross the road, how to look for emergency, how to find their own home, how to look for telephone numbers, how to not talk to strangers? Do they have those skills? Yeah. Those are the skills that would reduce more of your worries about your children than not having good grades. Because as parents, you want your children to be as independent as possible. Because when they are independent, you can be confident that you can let them go and they will be okay. These are not grades. Grades do not teach them to be independent. Does it make sense? You want them to know how to manage themselves in the community. And then you've got socialization skills, how to make friends, how to keep friends. If there are problems between friendships, what can they do? Do they have the skills to manage that? Who teaches those skills? Not in the textbook. They can get grade A in history, they still don't know how to make friends. They can be scientists, do well in science, A in science and maths, they still don't know how to make friends or keep friends. It's not as easy as just adding on Facebook, yeah? It's about relationship. It's about play as well. Do they know how to play by themselves? Do they know how to play with others? Do they know how to enter a group of people playing and say, hello, I would like to join you, or can I join? Those are skills that are very, very important, because without them, you may survive school, because school is all about memory skills, but can you survive the world after that? You want to look for a girlfriend, boyfriend. No skills there, sorry. Yeah, memory is important because you must remember your girlfriend's name and birthday. But other stuff, looking for a job, go for a job interview. Yeah, okay, you get straight A's, but can you survive a job interview? Communication skills. You've got to get to the job interview on time, which means your time management skills. Map reading skills. You've got to go find that office and not get late. Know how to dress yourself up. Know how to present yourself. Where do those skills come from? Us. The more skills you have in children, the better behaved they are, because they know how to do it. Does it make sense? A lot of behavior problems come from the lack of skills, especially communication skills. If you go to France now and you're hungry, can you communicate without speaking French? Quite easy. And you hope that this is not a bad word in France. Otherwise, it will be a bad behavior. Right? Eating is quite universal. How about going to the toilet? You need to go to the toilet. What do? you might get into trouble because you show very not so nice things. Communication problem, they think you have a behavior problem. You get thrown into the police station, they send you to the Malaysian embassy. Yeah? Because of communication breakdown. Same thing with children. A lot of the time they behave badly because of misunderstanding. Misunderstanding does not mean they purposely want to make you angry. Look beyond that. Look at what's missing, what's lacking. It is usually understanding on their part and your part. Deal with that. Once you deal with that, behaviors become much better. Does it make sense? So look through the ego, where I know you purposely want to make me angry. It doesn't solve anything. Right? So behavior regulation and emotional management. Teach them how to manage emotion rather than just saying, stop crying. Say, oh, you're crying because you're sad. What can you do now? Let's help them manage that. Physical ability also, there's one thing that we can teach them. Some children are just a bit awkward. Don't laugh at them. Perhaps they do have something that is difficult for them to manage. Teach them the skills. Start from the basic skills. You want to teach them multiplication. Make sure the addition is automatic already. Otherwise, they're going to have difficulties. And please don't blame them for being slow. They're slow because no one has taught them extra. Saya budak baru belajar, saya budak belum belajar, saya budak susah belajar. Kalau salah, tolong tunjukkan. But what do we actually do? We marah. Does that help? No, not so skillful. So change the way you behave and think. Because ultimately, we want our children to have functional independence. We want them to be able to function independently of us, because we are not going to last as long as them. We're going to die one day. We're going to go away one day. They are going to go away one day. We want to leave this world knowing that our children are independent, for that gives us better peace of mind. If you want your peace of mind, help your children be as independent as possible by nurturing their skills. Don't go to a doctor and ask them for pills. Pills can help them reduce symptoms, but pills do not teach skills. People do. You can teach skills. Don't look for a cure, because if you look for a cure, you are not medical doctors, you are going to be very frustrated. Care, because everyone can care. When you care, and if you do care, you teach skills. Where can skills come from? You. All of you can teach skills. And you don't have to have someone diagnosed with autism for you to teach skills. You can teach skills to anyone. You can teach it to me. You can teach it to anyone regardless of whether we have got a diagnosis or not. Then there's no more stigma. When you care, there's no stigma. When you teach skills, there's no stigma. But when you cure, there is stigma because you're sick. Does it make sense? So try to look beyond the categories. Naughty child, hyperactive child. Hyperactive means they need the skill to regulate their behavior. Teach them the skills. All right? So how to do it? If you can put in a more positive outlook and approach, then you don't have to struggle anymore. You can manage. All right? I will stop here. There are more slides, but I don't think it's beneficial to go on. These are the main points that I would like to talk about already. If you have any questions, I will welcome questions. We have got how long? About 10 minutes for questioning. So I thank you very much for your kind attention and for your patience. I hope this has helped. So please come forward or just raise your hand and ask a question. Yep.
Sorry, brother, you need to come forward to use the mic because we are recording.
Oh, you're recording?
Yeah.
Dr. Ng, I think these psychological and emotional problems not only happen in children, but I think even adults, they have problem. My question is, when friends or relatives, they have this type of problem, and if we feel they need some kind of help, where can they go for help? Because I think in other countries, they have something like counselors and all this. But I don't know, Malaysia, what is the situation?
Okay. Right. Thanks for the question.
Thank you.
That's good. Right. Now, mental health problems, basically. If we know someone with whom we think might have a problem, what do we do? It's quite tricky because, firstly, we don't have enough mental health professionals out there, psychiatrists, psychiatrists more than psychologists, but you need to understand the nature of the work. All right? If you go to a public hospital, you get a whole long queue, you probably only get to see the psychiatrist for 5-10 minutes, or at most half an hour maybe. Psychologists, where are they? Hardly found. Counselors also, where are they? Do you know where they are? There are hundreds of counselors around, thousands actually, but where are they? It's not really public knowledge. Even if you go and see a counselor, how does it help? All right? Let me just give you a very quick scenario. Imagine all of you here are family. We all are anyway. One person has a problem. Who suffers? All of you. You all have different kind of suffering. You send that one person to the psychiatrist. See the psychiatrist for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, given medication. Psychiatrist refers them to a psychologist. Goes to the psychologist for 1 hour, 2 hours, once every 2 weeks. How does that one person who has a problem going to these professionals, see the counselor once a week kind of thing, help the rest of the family? Because you are all still going to be distressed. Now, how do you deal with that? This is where you've got to understand we are all in a system. The hand? Yeah? Not to say that psychiatrists, psychologists are all useless. They're all useful. But we need to not just rely on the professionals. We need to ourselves need to learn how to manage each other. That's why I'm giving a lot of talks like this, because I need you all to help me. I cannot do it on my own. I've been practicing for the past 12 years. I've been seeing families after families after family. My success rate is very few because I'm not enough. Your family member seeing me for 1 hour a week, which is very frequent already, doesn't do very much for the rest of the family. Can do some. So what can we do? Well, firstly, find out where the services are. You still need to send to professionals. Secondly, learn how to manage yourselves as well. Get the professionals to teach you. Ask the professionals, talk to them. Have groups like this, for example. Maybe do more workshops where professionals can help. Because we can only do so much. This is how I feel this is how we need to think, because sometimes we tend to look too highly to doctors. People like myself, thinking that you ask me a question, I answer you, you'll be okay already. Doesn't work that way. Yeah? I need to work with you for hours and hours and hours before things can slowly change. So you all have the capacity to make that change too. So do learn more about how you can manage your mental health. Something like coming here today, hopefully this can give you some ideas. Yeah? And go back to the whole word care. The word I talked about, care, rather than cure. Cure is about sending to the professional and then you leave it. And you hope magic happens. It doesn't happen. Does it make sense? I'm sorry to say this, but there's no shortcut way. One person is within the whole system. You need to help the whole system. So it's about doing what we do, what I've been talking about today. Keep on focusing on the positives. 1 in 5 has got a mental disorder. It's a lot. Right? You don't know them. They all look just like you. There's no face to a mental disorder. You can be low socioeconomic status, can be super rich, you have a mental disorder. Come on, look at our parliaments. A lot of very weird behaviors there, some of them. Yeah? You big monkey, no, you big foot. That's not playing well. You need to take turns. They need to go for speech therapy. How to speak properly. So, does that answer your question? Does it answer your question? In a way, okay. How does it not answer your question?
I mean, if they go to see the professional, they have more authority to influence them, you know. For example, you say you are not okay or what,
okay,
they wouldn't accept you.
All right.
But if he go to some independent professional people, they may accept it more.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and then from there, it may start
All right.
improving, you know.
Okay. Following from that, yes, it's good to see the professional. Please don't go and look for those with coconuts. All right. It's good to look for professional, but what I was trying to say is professionals are not enough. Professionals may have the authority, may have the expertise, may have the knowledge. But please understand that the professionals are not experts in your family. Professionals are experts in either medicine, psychology, counseling. They can provide you with these skills to help, to go further. Otherwise, you become dependent on the professionals. My motto is, as soon as you come and see me in the clinic, I want you to get out. I don't want to see you next week anymore, if I can help it. Because I don't want you to become dependent on me. There's a danger in that we tend to put professionals so highly up there that only they can tell us what to do. That's not my goal. My goal is to help you be empowered to the point you can manage yourself. But yes, professionals do play a role. They have the authority. How do we get people to see professionals? It's tricky because none of us would want to think that we have to go and see the psychiatrist, right, or psychologist. Not nice. So I prefer now to perhaps call myself a behavior technician. Come, let's go see the technician. Psychiatrist and medication technician. Yeah, the happiness technician, for example. I'm a technician. A repairman, but I don't repair you. I repair the way you do things. I'm a system repairer, perhaps. Systems analyst, maybe you can call me that. Systems analyst and manager. Come, let's go see. It's all the name, but yes, do see a professional. How to find out, maybe, we can do more talks about where the professionals are. How to seek out proper professionals, because there are quite a few people out there who cheat. They call themselves professional. They come up with very long lists of credentials. You go, wow, must be good. You're cheated. All right? Lay people like us, we think just because you got a long list means you're good. Most of the long list ones are good at cheating people. They tell you they have a cure. People who promise you a cure are usually liars. Okay, please do not get cheated because they get you to spend heaps of money on them. That's a different answer altogether, but just warning you. If you're not too sure who you're seeing, come and check with me or check with the bodies out there. Malaysian Medical Association. I've got the Malaysian Society of Clinical Psychology. We are registering people. Check out the Malaysian Counseling Association. They will let you know who's registered, who's not. Yeah? Because there are very weird people out there who does all kinds of funny stuff that says, we can cure you. By tomorrow, we can cure you. Go, wow, okay. How much? Bank to my account first. All right. Thanks for that question. That's a very good question. I hope I answered. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ng. Okay, actually what I want to say today is thank you very much, Dr. Ng. I'm really feel very grateful today to come for this session. It's very enlightening and very motivating. Actually, after hearing what Doctor has said just now, I love myself. What doctors has explained to every one of us. Actually, I was what Doctor has explained, the monster mother. I was there 10 years ago. Now, actually, I'm a changed person. Actually, there's a lot of things for our family to change. Actually, have to start from us. We have to change ourselves in order to change our family members. So another point Doctor says also, the most important thing, we must care. We must show our care and love to our children. That is the only medicine I think can help our children. Yes?
Yep. Thank you.
Lastly, I'm very grateful today to be here to listen to our doctor's fantastic talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alvin. I would like to ask you about the Asian style of parenting, about tiger mums. What do you think of it? Because it's been highlighted that the lady who actually did this says it helps her in the upbringing of her children. And I think there are Yes, yeah. So I think even the Westerners are also agreeing on certain part of these issues. And the second thing that I would like to ask you is, what do you think of the system of education here? Because I think some of the behavioral problems from children comes about from partially about the education system and maybe in terms of language also. Right, thank you.
Okay, thank you for those two questions. I'll try to answer as quickly as possible. First one is tiger mums. We have had this tiger mum write a book, and a lot of people have been either against or for it. What do I think? Well, the thing about methods in parenting, there's no one method of parenting that's the best. They may think it's the best. It may be the best for them. It worked for them, but it doesn't mean it's for you. I would also encourage every single one of you to stop thinking about the best. Go for good enough. Go for what helps you. What helps you focus on the objective, which is to get your children to be skillful in the way that helps them to adapt in life. So I know my answer may be a bit roundabout. It's not a yes or no answer. I cannot say yes or no because there's no way for me to judge. It worked for them, good for them. It worked for the children because they came out and said, look, we are adults now. Look at how successful we are. Okay, good for them. If that is what makes them happy, that's fine. But it doesn't mean that you should follow them. Because the way you treat your children, all your children are going to be very different. Even twins can be very different. Yeah? The simile of you take three things, you throw all these three things into hot water. A nail, an egg, and a carrot. After a while, the nail stays the same. The egg becomes harder, the carrot becomes softer. Your kids are the same. Same way of parenting, same fire, same boiling water, but outcomes different. So go with whatever that ultimately helps your children to be functionally, I say functionally, not dysfunctionally, functionally independent. No cookbook recipe, care. You care for them, you care to teach them the skills in however way they can learn, which then comes into the second question, our education system. What do I think about it? I think it's too rigid in a sense that every child has to go through something without any kind of monitoring to see whether they can actually achieve. Too much grade-based, because grades do not assess your actual skills. They assess your memory. There are too many children, not to say that our education system is bad, there are good stuff coming out of it, but it is somehow a bit too rigid in terms of the syllabus that teachers must finish this. And teachers have got too much work. Can't blame the teachers also. A lot of reports to write. Any teachers here? Yeah? A lot of work. You can give your own talk the next time to explain what a teacher is like. It's very, very difficult to the point that your role as a teacher to teach and facilitate learning becomes dampened with many, many things. But anyway, coming back to the system, what I see to me, others might think differently, the system fails our children in a sense that if they have got some kind of delay or deficit, those delays are not addressed. They are allowed to go from standard 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 without having even able to read their own or write their own name. I've met many 18 and 17-year-olds who are already in high school who cannot spell, can't even spell their own name, and they've survived school all this while, and they get into a lot of trouble because if you cannot read or write, you're going to have a lot of behavior problems in class. Firstly, your self-esteem is going to go down. You can't read. You get teased. You get scolded by teachers. Not entirely your fault, but the system is such that if you don't manage it early, it creates a lot of behavior and emotional problems, which then cycles around to create even more academic problems. There's no easy answer to this because, again, teachers are overwhelmed with work. You can't expect them, out of a class of 50, to target 1 or 2 children who are slow and deal with it. It's not easy. It's a combined role that we have to play. We as a community, parents, teachers, need to work together for this. There's no easy answer to it. But that's one of the things I see that's the main problem. the actual adaptive basic skills are missing in the education of children, because we focus too much on the academic learning, which is memorizing. So let's focus back on the basic skills and not allow the achievement-oriented kind of mindset to take over us. Yes, A's are good. A's get you the jobs you want to get, but they don't necessarily tell that you have the skills to maintain the job. You can get the job, but you may not maintain. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, those two questions are very hard to answer, and there's no direct answer to it as far as I think so. Those of you with better answer, you can say so lah. But that's what I think. Thank you. Yeah. All right. I think we should stop.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you, Dr. Alvin Ng, on empowering us on the topic of stop struggling with your children. Now I would like to invite Dr. Alvin Ng to share the merits. Maybe I can invite Brother Prem to do this. Yeah.
Associate Professor Dr. Alvin Ng has shared a very good talk to us today. He has earned lots of merits. We have all listened patiently and with attention to his talk. We too have earned a lot of merits. The Buddha has mentioned in the Sigalovada Sutta on the relationship between parents, how to have proper relationship between parents and children. The Buddha too taught children such as Rahula, Sopaka, Sona. So today indeed is a well-delivered talk, and all of us have listened to a good talk. We have earned a lot of good merits. By this good merits earned, accumulated, let us transfer these merits to all our departed relatives and friends. Let us also take this opportunity to share these merits with all the guardian deities, with all the devas, with the Dhamma protectors, deities. Let us also take this opportunity to also reflect on these merits and direct these merits for our own salvation, to get a quicker release from samsara so that we realize Nibbana soonest. Let us also aspire that we never follow the foolish, but only follow the wise until that final liberation, nirvana. And lastly, let us also aspire to always avoid evil, to always do good, to purify our mind through meditation. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. And let us chant together all these reflections in English in Pali. Idang, please chant together with me. Idang me ñātinang hotu, sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu, sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñātinang hotu, sukhita hontu ñātayo. Akasatta ca bummatta, deva naga mahittika, punyantang anumoditva, chirang rakkantu loka sasanang. Imina punya kammena, ma me bala samagamo, satang samagamo hotu, yava nibbana pattiya, kayena vacha chittena, pamadena mayakatang, acchayang kamami bante, buri panya tathagata, sabba papassa akaranang, kusalassa upasampada, satchitta pariyodapanang, etana buddhana sasanang. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.